My dear brothers and sisters, respected and loving viewers, my humble Sitaram to each one of you. It is my distinct honor in welcoming you to another program of Dharma ki Awaaz, the voice of Dharma. Let me say thank you to all of you for taking time off to view this telecast, Dharma ki Awaaz. And at the same time, I would like to express my gratitude and thanks to my sponsors for sponsoring tonight's program. May Bhagwan bless them, bless their family, bless their home, and may Bhagwan bless all of us as well, with joy, with happiness, with peace, and with success in life. My dear brothers and sisters, friends, viewers, I ask of you to join me in prayers. Let us once again bow heads in prayers as we seek the blessings of the Supreme Lord. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyaye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Kailashapataye Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varde Kamarupine Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Brothers and sisters, viewers, tonight's topic is do no harm. Do no harm. Do not hurt anyone, whether mentally, whether verbally, or whether physically. Do not think ill of others. Do not speak to others in a very abusive way. And do not try to inflict physical pain on anyone. We can change the way we behave by practicing what is called ahimsa, non-violence. Because friends, when we do violence to others, when we inflict pains on others, we are but inflicting pains on our own self. Again, whenever we inflict pain on others, we are inflicting that same pain on our own self. That is why Hinduism, which inspires human beings to live the ideals of compassion and non-violence. That is the ideal of Hinduism, which inspires people to tread the path of compassion and non-violence. And compassion and non-violence is captured in one word, and that is ahimsa. In Sanskrit, himsa means violence. And when the letter A is added to that word, it changes the meaning to the opposite. So himsa means violence, ahimsa means non-violence. And himsa is doing harm or causing injury to others, to other beings, to other species. That is himsa. And when the a is added or placed before the word, it means the opposite. So ahimsa very simply means abstaining from causing harm or injury to others. So when we practice ahimsa, when we practice non-violence, then we will show compassion to other beings. Then we are able not to harm or to cause injury or to hurt or to bring pains to any other being. Not necessarily human being alone, but every other beings. And so, brothers and sisters, friends, it is gentleness. It is non-injury, whether physical, mental, verbal, or emotional. So it is good to know that nonviolence speaks only to the most extreme forms of forceful wrongdoings, while ahimsa goes much deeper to prohibit even the subtle abuse and the simple hurt. So when we talk about nonviolence, we understand that nonviolence to be which can refrain us from the extreme forms of forceful wrongdoings. But the Sanskrit word ahimsa has a much deeper meaning to that nonviolence actually. And as I said, it goes deeper to prohibit even the subtle abuse and the simple hurt. So people may think that when we practice nonviolence, we don't go hit anyone, we don't go beat up anyone, we don't go and trash anyone. That is what they think nonviolence is. But when we talk about ahimsa, it goes deeper to that and say that not only trashing and beating and hurting people through physical action, but also we must not hurt anyone through our speech. Verbal, we mustn't hurt anyone verbally. Also, it goes much subtler than that and say that we must not hurt another being mentally and emotionally, meaning that you must not think ill of others. So, ahimsa has a deeper meaning than the English nonviolence. Brothers and sisters, friends, Bhagavan Krishna, he spoke about this in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 12 when he says to Arjuna, Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitraha karna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukha shami. The Lord says that one who has no hatred, no anger towards any creature. So if you don't have anger, if you don't hate any being, then certainly you will not hurt that person or that being. Isn't that so? If we love someone, then we will take all precautions, all care not to hurt that person. So, adveshta sarva bhutanam. Firstly, we must not hate any being at all. And because of that, not hating any being, we will not be able to cause injury to that being. Maitraha. We must be friendly to other beings. We must be friendly to the world. When we are friends, we would not hurt one another. We are body friends, man. Why should we hurt one another? Why should we inflict pain and cause sorrows and misery to another person? So, maitraha, we must see others, not only human being again, we must see other beings as a friend, not as an enemy. And when we see other beings as a friend, then we will not want to hurt that being. Karuna evacha. Karuna, compassion. Bhagavan says, have compassion to all. Be compassionate to all beings. And it goes back to the same thing. When we practice compassion, we would not want to hurt any being as a matter. So brothers and sisters, viewers, devout Hindus oppose killing for several reasons. You know, today, as a matter of fact, human beings are killing creatures, other creatures, for their sense gratification, to satisfy the tongue, the taste. And so, listen to this. If we are to practice ahimsa, if we are to do no harm to other beings, devout Hindus oppose killing for several reasons. One, they believe in karma. The Hindus, they believe in karma. Karma means whatever action you perform, the result of that action will come back to you. Whatever action I perform, the result of that action, the fruits of that action would come back to me. In Sanskrit, it says, Yata karmam tatha phalam. As you sow, so shall you reap. Yatha karmam. Whatever action you perform, whatever you do, tatha phalam. So would be the fruit, so would be the result. So karma is one reasons for not causing injury to others. Because as I said earlier in the beginning of my program tonight, I told you that if you are inflicting pains on others, you are really inflicting that pain on your own self, because it comes back to you naturally because of karma. You place your hand in the fire and see if I will get burned. You tell me that. You place your hand in fire and let me see if I will suffer the pain of being burned. No, friend. You. That is the result of a karma. That is the result of a doing. You place your hand in fire, you get burned. In Hindi, it is called Vaise Karni Jaise Varni. Whatever you sow, so shall you reap. Not so shall I reap. Or whatever I sow, not so shall you reap. That only happens in agriculture. If I sow baigan, you can come and steal the baigan in the night and reap it for me. But concerning karma, whatever a person does, that is what he reaps. So that is one reason for not killing. Second reason is reincarnation. Reincarnation. And reincarnation are strong forces at work in the Hindu mind. Hindus fully well know that any thought, any feeling, or any action sent out from themselves to another will return back to them through what? Through yet another in equal or amplified or increased or magnified way. So, let me tell you that if I think ill of you, or if I try to harm you in some way or the other, that harm would come back to me in a bigger way. Have you never heard the saying, When you dig hole for your mati, who first are falling? When you dig hole for your mati, who first are falling? Reincarnation. It comes back to you. And so, the saying goes, what goes around, comes around. So whatever you plan for others, you are going to reap it. You are going to get it soon or later. Sooner or later. So, what we have done to others will be done to ourselves. So what we do to others will come back to our own self. So if you do good things, if you do good action, then certainly the good action will come back to you, the result will come back to you. The happiness will come back to you. But if you try to hurt, if you try to harm others, it comes back to you naturally, friends. So when somebody hurt you, for example, when somebody give you a slap or hit you, you must remember, or you must think rather, you can't remember, you must think that that is a result of what I have done previously. Maybe I've slapped somebody, maybe not in this life, but in past lives, I may have slapped someone, or I may have beaten someone, or I may have done I have inflicted some pain onto another being, and that is what I'm repeating it today. So everything comes back to us. Everything. No action goes unpaid. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, friends, therefore, what we have done to others will be done to us. If not in this life, then in another. So don't think that you'll escape any karma at all. Don't think about that. Don't ever think about that. That, oh, I hurt you, I get away from the law. I couldn't get jail because I have no evidence. And so I get away from the law. You are not getting away from God's law. From the law of karma, you are not getting away any way at all. It comes back to you. If not in this life, in another life. So we believe in reincarnation. That is soul transmigrate from one body to the next. So the Hindu is thoroughly convinced that the violence which he commits will return to him by a cosmic process that is unerring karma. It will come back to us. Don't think if it was done 2,000 years ago, it will come back one day. All sufferings recoils on the wrongdoer himself. A great Indian saint, the great Indian saint, Tiruvalluvar, he says that all suffering recoils on the wrongdoer himself. Thus, those desiring not to suffer refrain from causing others pain. So beautifully this saint writes that if you do not desire to suffer, if you have a desire not to get any pain or to be hurt by anyone, it simply means refrain from causing any harm to others. That saint wrote a book that is called Tirukural, and it comes in that book. And a similar view can also be found in the Jain religion by a great writer, a great saint of the Jain religion. He says in the Jain Acharanga Sutra, he says that to do harm to others is to do harm to one's own self. You are he whom you intend to kill. You are he whom you intend to hurt. You are he whom you intend to cause injury. So brothers and sisters, you are he whom you intend to dominate. So we corrupt ourselves as soon as we intend to corrupt others. This thing is very, very simple for us to understand. What goes around comes around. What you do, that is what you're going to have. If you try to corrupt others, remember, you will be corrupted. When you try to dominate others, you will be dominated. When you try to hurt others, you will be hurt. When you try to kill others, you will be killed. So we kill ourselves as soon as we intend to kill others. We hurt ourselves as soon as we intend to hurt others. Simple as that, my friends, my viewers. And this again is not a Hindu philosophy. This is the world's philosophy. This is the philosophy of human beings. You tell me if a person from another religion doesn't reap karma. Doesn't a Muslim man plant his garden? Who gets the benefit of it? If a Hindu man plant baigan seed, you get baigan seed. If a Muslim man plant mango, you get mango. If a Christian man plant okra, you get okra. I think that was switch. And the Hindu man plant baigan seed and he will get the Muslim man mango. No, my dear brothers and sisters, whatever action we perform, that will be the result for us. So this is not only a Hindu philosophy, it is a world's philosophy. So, my dear brothers and sisters, viewers, in order to understand the practice of nonviolence in Hinduism, one must investigate the meaning of life. Why life is sacred. For Indians, ancient thinkers, life is seen as a very stuff of the divine, an emanation of the source, and part of a cosmic continuum. Ishvara Amsa Jiva Avinashi. What is the best way to teach the world is that we are part of God. Ishvara Amsa Jiva Avinashi. We are part and parcel of God. And so the best way is to teach families to be peaceful within their own home, to settle all arguments and contention before they sleep at night. Human beings do not have horns and claws, nor do they have sharp teeth. Their weapon is the intelligence, and children must be taught through the example of parents and by learning from the undeniable facts of life, the basic tenets and the all-pervasive force that holds this universe together. Brothers and sisters, we must teach our children not to hate other person. When they go to school, they must not hate anyone in the school. We must teach our children. Parents must teach the children to appreciate those who are different from them, those who believe different from them, and teach them the openness that they need to live in a pluralistic world where others have their unique ways, their life, their culture, and everything. So teach your children the value of human diversity and the narrow-mindedness of an outlook. So give them the tools to live in a world of differences without feeling threatened, without forcing their ways on others, and teach them that it never helps to hurt another of our brothers and sisters. So my dear brothers and sisters, do no harm to others. And that can be done when we start teaching our children, when we start practicing in our home, and when we start teaching our children that when they go to school and they go to the community, they mustn't see difference in other beings. We are all human beings. We are created by the same God, and this body is made up of the same 5 elements. Don't worry about the color. Don't worry about the religion and the creed and the class and so on. We are all human beings, brothers and sisters. And therefore, it begins in the home. Teach your children, and they will do no harm to others. They will not hurt others. So my message to you tonight is very simple. Don't commit harm to others. Don't harm anyone. Harm no being. So the message is do no harm them. Do no harm. So my dear brothers, try not to harm other people, hurt other people through actions, through words, through thoughts, or any other. way. May Bhagavan bless all of us and bless our sponsors rather for sponsoring tonight's program, and I hope you understand that non-violence, ahimsa, is part of each one of us, and we should never try to harm other beings, or else we are just harming our own self. And let me thank the management and staff of this TV station. My competent operator, Vasu, Paiji Vasu, is doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much. May Bhagavan bless all of us. Until next week, for another program of Dharma Ki Awaaz, I leave you with Jai Shri.